All right, let's go ahead and get this party started. Today, yoga, Pilates, bar. Welcome as always. I always just love having you. And I'm so glad you're showing up for this because this is such a good complement to all of the hard weight training workouts that we do. I wish more people would understand how important it is to do this type of workout. But anyway, they're not here, you are, so let's go to it. Hands on the top of your chair. Today, just for those on the recording, we're going to be using a chair, your big ball, small ball, and your little rubbery mini bands. So let's walk back into that tabletop position here, arms outstretched. If that's too much right away this morning, you always know you can just bend your arms on top. So we're just going to wiggle right into those hips, keeping the knees slightly bent, sucking up that belly button, shifting kind of those hips left and right. So you can feel that stretch all the way down the side. If you've done all the workouts with me this week, you may be feeling sore, you may not. Okay, dropping that head, looking at the ground, give me that cat-cow in this position, round it up, arch it out. And again, based on where you are, your body might be just waking up, so please be gentle, be smart. Don't go too hard. I think I told the class yesterday or the day before, one of my students, just went too hard on cat-cow right in the beginning and was like, ooh, that didn't feel good. All right, so let's kind of bring it neutral spine. We're gonna center the left foot in the middle of the body. We're gonna bend the knee. We're gonna take the right leg back. So we're gonna go right at it because this whole exercise, or workout I should say, is all stretching and strengthening. So you're gonna get stretches throughout and then we'll do a full stretch at the end. So let's go ahead and take it into that capital T position from the side, and we're just gonna lower and lift that leg. So inhale and exhale. So things to think about is to push back on the heel of the left foot as you're lifting and lowering the right. On this one in particular, you have your hips square to the floor. That means the headlights are on the hips. And we're just lowering and lifting. Remember, we are just starting. So if your lower and lift is down here, so be it. Okay? It doesn't have to come up super high. You should feel the engagement of your glute that you're standing on. Now hold it up there. Hold, reach out ahead of you. Open up those armpits if you can. And we're just holding that for 5 seconds. We've got about 2 seconds more. 1, and bring it down. Just replace that foot in the same spot the other foot was in, and let's take the other leg back. Open up those armpits, drop that chest down, lifting that leg up, dropping that left hip to the floor, and we're lowering and lifting. So the back leg, keep it straight, right? Like you have a steel band around the knee. You're not able to bend it. How do you do that? By squeezing the muscles above the kneecap. Flexing those muscles, and what that does is it gives your hamstring more resistance. So if you're squeezing the muscles in the quad in the front, then your hamstring has to work twice as hard to overcome that flex, right? So it's like resistance for your hamstring. Try not to lean forward on those arms. Lean back into that right leg so you feel the glute engage. Your leg you're standing on should be bent, so you can feel that. A couple more. If your arms are getting tired, you can always bend them. Now hold it up. Hold it up, drop the left hip to the ground. Don't let it turn out towards me because that's the easier way. Keep it rolled down to the ground. Hold, 5, 4, lean back into the right heel, and then walk it in. So we're gonna walk that right in. We've activated those glutes. Go ahead and sit down into that stretch. And then the other side. So this is that 4 stretch where you cross over, sit your rear end back, and feel that beautiful stretch. As I said, we do stretching throughout the whole thing, so it's not like we have to do one stretch right in the beginning. All right, we're gonna take it back again. This time we're gonna bend the knee. You've done this with me with the booty band, okay? But now we're using those balance muscles of the glute, the hamstring, the quad. Okay, so going back into that same position you were in before, Hips are down, leg is back, but now we're bending the leg. Okay, so we're bending and we're gonna lift all the way to the ceiling and down. So normally I have you have like a flexed ankle and you drive with your heel. I want you to try to point it today. I want you to activate the muscles that are in your feet. Now, some of you, if you point your toe, your arches of your feet might cramp because you're not used to it, right? You're not used to being in bare feet. But try your best, like you're reaching to the ceiling with the toe. Try not to arch that back. Pull up through the abdomen while you're lifting and lowering. Because I don't want to see like this. I don't want to see an arch back. I want you to lift up through here and be super strong. Now, hold it up at the top. Hold it up at the top. Keep the knee bent. Make sure it's not opening up straight. Keep it nice and bent. And lift to the ceiling for 10, 9. Feel it in that bottom line. 7, 6. Beautiful. Yeah, there you go. 3, 2, 1. Walk it in. Slowly. Same stretch, because we're going to go right to the other side. Sit down into the 4 stretch. Sit back there. Okay, then we're going to do the same thing to the other side. So just understand, if your foot starts to cramp, like I said, if pointing your toe is too much, then don't point it so hard. You know, just back off a little bit. Okay, get back into tabletop. Center the right foot. Take the left leg back. Again, hips are still square. Bend the knee. Now, lower and lift. Try as best you can to keep the toe pointed. I want you to activate those muscles in the feet. If you've ever seen, you know, somebody that has like fallen arches, they kind of walk on the insides of their feet. And that just puts so much stress on your tibia and fibula, which are the bones in the lower part of the leg. And, you know, and I'm saying this today because my mom, you know, obviously she fractured the bone in her leg again. But it's because she just has unequal pressure in those arches because there's such a mess. Hold it up there now. Keep that leg bent. And now to the ceiling. 10. 9. So that movement is like an inch or 2. 5, 4, suck in the belly button. Beautiful, and walk that in. Cross that leg over, sit it down. Sit it all the way down. Okay, take it back again. We have one more set with external rotation. So if this is getting super hard, don't come up so high. Right, and I'm going to just bring in another chair just to show you on this so I can show you from the side here. So when we do this one, our hips won't be square to the ground. I want them turned out like that. So your belly, or you can see kind of my belly, is towards you a little bit. So external rotation just means that you've turned the knee out as you lift and lower. We're going to try to focus on this upper little piece of the glute. Yep, so stretching those arms out just the same, sucking the belly button, lowering and lifting, but now look at the difference. My hips are down here, my hips are out. So lower and lift. There we go, beautiful. Perfect, perfect. Yes, gorgeous, Jane. That's it, Chio. Yes, Amy. So good. I hope you feel it in the top of those glutes. Everything else is the same. The only thing that's different on this is just that leg is turned out. And now I want you to hold it up there. I want you to bend the knee up at the top. And I want you to really try to open up the hips and stack the hips on top of each other. Very similar. Don't go down to the ground. I'm just going to show you what I mean. When we're in down dog, down here, we stack our hips as if we're going to, what we call flip the dog. That's the position I want you in. I want you to open up that inner thigh. I want you to just feel that stretch. Like I said, we're stretching and strengthening at the same time. 3, 2, Drop the hip back down. You're gonna do the same exact stretch you did before. Cross the right leg over the left. Sit down into that stretch. And I want you to drop your chest on this stretch this time, like this. I want you to come all the way down so you can feel the stretch. And I'm gonna turn around this way. In this whole lower section where your glute meets your back. That's a beautiful stretch right there. Right, we're gonna do the same thing to the other side. Back in tabletop, open up the armpits, center the right foot, left leg is an external rotation, and now we're lowering and we're lifting, doing the same thing. Inhale and exhale. So again, on this one, try to point your toe if you can. Some people are like, my toes are cramping, my feet are... I used to have that in my class when I used to do my TRX. I'm like, then don't point your toe then. Just flex it or just relax it. All right. So again, if this is getting too hard, and you know what I mean, if it's like too much ache in the back, then come up a little. You can also come up nice and straight here and do the same thing in this position if that's better. Okay, now hold it up there. Hold it up. Bend the top leg, open up the hip. Like you're, yes, beautiful. Just stacking. So it's like when I say stacking your hips, so your left hip should be sitting on top of your right. So it's no longer facing the ground. It's out to the side for 3, 2, and then come back in. Center yourself, walk in, cross the left leg over, round your back, come all the way down. Some of you might not be able to, so what? If you can't stretch all the way down, so what? Big deal. Come all the way up. If you need a sip of water, grab it now. If not, go ahead and push your chair away and bring your ball in. We're gonna hit some more hamstring. So we're gonna lay down on our backs with our feet up on the ball. All right. Laying all the way down. Let's get our legs straight on the ball. Now, if you've never done these with me, I know I have a few new people. So this one is, the first one we're gonna do is just with the legs straight, we're gonna lift our hips. Then we're gonna add on to this movement. So I want your feet together, your heels together, and your feet turned out. So your feet look like a V like this, all right? So you're not straight up and down. Your heels are together, your feet look like a V. You're squeezing these beautiful muscles, these quads. Your hands are on the ground. Suck in the belly button and lift the hips. Just lift those hips up in the air. Now just hold that right there. I want you to feel what's going on. The pressure should be on your shoulder blades. You should be squeezing your cheeks together, sucking in your belly button, squeezing the muscles in right above your kneecaps. Just hold that. Now we're going to lower down, just drop the hip and lift back up. Now some of you may have a hard time with your hips, with your feet all the way together. So if that's the case, all you're going to do is separate your feet as you lift up and down. You're still getting the same muscles. You're still getting the hamstrings, your glutes, and your low back. It makes it like, I will say it makes a difference in a small way, but anything you do, you shouldn't have any pain. Like that old thing that we talked about before about no pain, no gain. Are you serious? I mean, that our bodies speak to us in sensations, right? And one of them is serious pain. I mean, why would you keep going if you're in pain? That just doesn't even make sense to me. So we always say train, don't strain. Because if it's hurting something, it's like, okay, well, let me reposition my legs then. Oh, boy, that feels so much better. Oh, isn't that amazing? You know, so everybody is different. So please do what feels good. All right, so go ahead and bend, bring your butt down, bring your knees in, pull them in. Feel that nice stretch in that lower back. So we're gonna add on to that now. Now we're gonna add in what's called a frog. So again, position your feet where you need them. Even if the feet on the ball where I have them is too much, you can always bring the ball in and do it like that. Your heels can be off, because listen, as soon as you lift up, your heel's gonna touch the ball anyway, depending on the leverage of the ball. Your choice. Frogs, you ready? Lifting up, exactly the same. Don't change anything. That first part's the same. Then we're gonna bring our knees in. Then we're gonna zip up our inner thighs together, squeeze, then we bring our butt back down. So we lift, bend, press away, and down. Go, lift, yes. Beautiful, and down. And if it's too much on your back too, you know you have your hands right here to support your lower back so you can focus on doing the frog part of it. Okay, so you can keep your hips low like this, if that's you. I mean, you can barely bring them off the ground if you want, like literally an inch or two, if that's best. But the most important is when you're doing the frog, that you're thinking of zipping your inner thighs together from your heels to your pubic bone, right? So lift, in, out, and down. And if you're more advanced, you can stay up and you can just zip them in and out, open and close, and never come back down. I'm not telling you to do that. I'm saying if you have the strength to do that and you want to challenge yourself, maybe you do 2 up and then down. So lift, squeeze in, zip it up, down, last one, lift, open, zip, and down. Now, take your left leg up and stretch the hamstring. Even if your knee is bent, doesn't matter. Stretch the other side. Then roll the ball into your rear end. Put your feet right up on top of it, hands on the ground. We're gonna go all the way up and all the way down. We're gonna, what's called articulate that spine. So we're gonna start with your tailbone, lifting 1 vertebrae at a time until you get to your shoulder blades, and then all the way back down. So roll the pubic bone into the belly button, lift the tailbone, low back, mid back, upper back, and keep those knees bent. And then slowly, same thing, all the way back down. So what's helping you do this? Hamstring. And so silly, if you can't feel your hamstrings, I always tell you, I said it yesterday, I'm like, you're like an abnormal parent, okay? Because this should grab right in the ball of your hamstring. Keep your knees bent super, super tight into like your legs. So really bend them so it's almost like you don't have to touch your butt on the ball as you come up and down, but that's about as tight as you want your knees bent, if you can. So lift slowly all the way up and all the way down. There we go, beautiful. Gorgeous control, lift and down. Couple more, lift and down. And last one, bend those knees, lift, 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 and slowly roll it all the way down. Stretch the hamstring again. Stretch. So the next one we're going into is a 1 leg. If that's too much for you, you can just go back into the double leg one we did in the beginning. So you're gonna center your leg in the middle of your ball. Your left leg is up. Your left leg is up on the ball. Your right leg is up to the ceiling. Does this leg have to be straight? No. Bend it if you need. Then you're gonna push into the ball. Whatever happens to your leg, the one that's on the ball, if it turns out, if that's what works for your hip, then do it. Okay, do not fight that. Don't try to have it straight up and down if that's not what it does. So we're pushing into the ball with our left as we're lifting that hip up and lifting that other foot to the ceiling. So mind muscle connect, hamstring, glute, low back on the left side, lift and lower. Keep the leg up there as you lift and you lower. Lift, squeeze through the glute, focus, feel what I want you to feel. Even if you take your left hand and place it on the bottom line of your glute as you lift that up. Lift and lower, lift and lower. Switch it out, right leg on the ball, Left leg up. Pressing it all the way up and all the way down. Now, the further the ball is away, I'm going to just push it away so you can see, the further it is away, like your ankle and your calf, like on the ball, the harder it will be. The closer you roll the ball in and have it like on your back of your knee and your thigh, the easier. You just have more leverage on the ball to help you. Do, again, whatever is best for you. Now, don't cheat yourself either. If you can do it and make it harder, then do it. But the most important thing is that you protect your back. This is incredible back work. You don't realize it because it's like we're concentrating on hamstrings and glutes, but this is all of that stabilizing that lower part of the back. 2 more. Lift and lower and lift and lower. This time I want you to bend both your knees in, pull it in, okay? Kind of roll side to side. So we're gonna turn over, push the ball out of the way, and we're gonna go into a down dog position. So roll that away. We're gonna open up that low back now. So turn yourself over, get into all fours. Tuck your toes under. And then we're gonna lift up. So just move that ball out of the way. We're gonna lift all the way back into down dog. Your lower body should be so nice and warmed up now. So this down dog should actually, maybe I won't say it should feel good, because that's not everybody, but it should feel, better than it normally does if you do this first thing. That's all I'll say. Go ahead and bend and straighten. We're gonna pedal out those legs. Because the movement we're gonna go into is gonna be a down dog with the leg lift, and then we're gonna go ahead and cross the knee over. The first one is just lift the leg, bring it back down. Then the second part of it is the crossover. So push, open up those armpits, making sure that your head is dropped out of your shoulders. Wiggle it, yes and no, shake it, whatever it does so you can bring it out of your shoulders. Then take your right leg up to the ceiling. Then you're gonna drop down into a plank position. So you're just gonna lever yourself into plank, dropping that leg down. You can let it touch if you want or not, and then push back. So come down, push back. Do what works for you. Again, I don't care if you need to touch. If you don't touch, that's fine, but bring it down to plank without your back arched. So you're feeling this in the shoulders. You have one more on this side, and then we're going to the other side. And down. So go back up, put the foot down, reposition yourself. And just in case you slid or moved, just make sure you reposition yourself, get into a good down dog, then lift the left leg. Same thing goes. Let's go into plank and then back up. So the leg that you were kind of resting on, which is the right leg, that can be bent or it can be straight. So it can be what I'm going to say is slightly bent or completely straight. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. One more. Lift all the way up and lower. So press it back, drop the leg down, bring your feet back in, reposition yourself. Don't come down unless you need to. If you need to come down to all fours, do it. Pedal out your legs again. Pedal them out. Pedal. Now, drop to your knees, open up your knees wide, push back into child pose. Wiggle in. Then we're going to do the crossover. So if the crossover is going to be too hard for you, you can just do the exact same one we just did. All right, so get back into down dog, pressing it back. Again, letting your head drop. You shouldn't be like tightening in the shoulders. Push away, like your neck wants to be lengthening as you're pushing through the armpits. Take the right leg up again. We're gonna take the leg down, same plank you just did. The only difference is the knee is gonna come in and cross over and either touch your forearm, your wrist, your elbow, and then you push it back up. We're gonna do 5 of those. So cross, inhale, exhale, lift it. That's too much on your back. You can just come in and do like what we call kiss the knee. So the knee is just coming straight without the rotation, especially those who have bad backs. Modify where you need to. Don't be silly. It's not worth it. 2 more. But be sure when you push back, you are pushing through those arms, taking it to that full extension, your full extension. And then bring the leg down, reposition. If you need to get back, if your hands have slid, mine always do when I do that. I always slide forward. So I reposition, now left leg. And then we come back down, cross, back up, cross, exhale. As the knee comes in, we exhale, inhale up, exhale, inhale up. 2 more, cross it over, and exhale, last one, and take it up, back into down dog. Don't come out of it unless you have to. Again, drop the head down, inhale, exhale, breathe. Stay in that position, drive your heels into the floor, suck your belly button in for 5, 4, 3, 2, drop down into child pose and push back and wiggle into those hips. And then slowly and gently roll it up. Roll your toes over so you can roll yourself all the way up. We come to a stand. Okay, we're going to do some balance work now. So I want you to bring your chair back in if you need it. Some of you have been doing this with me long enough that you don't need the chair to do some of these things, but we're going to do our heel stretch first today. That's the one where we bring the knee up, we take it out, we bring it out to the side, bring it back and back down. And this is the one too. So if you're not super flexible, you hold your knee on this one as you turn it out and back in. If you are more flexible and you can take your 2-piece fingers and grab your toe, fantastic. That's totally, but you can still keep the knee bent, right? Or the most advanced is the straight and out. So let's get into your position. And it's good, look at, I even have the chair there because I keep getting a little off balance because I'm looking at you. All right, so first thing is bend the knee, lock down into the left leg, grow roots through that foot. Suck up in the belly button, put your shoulder blades in your back pocket. Grab your foot the way you need to grab it, okay? Arm is out to the side. I'm gonna look out straight ahead now, right? So we're gonna take our leg out in front, wherever it might go. If it's bent, it's bent. If it's straight, it's straight. Fantastic, okay? But still, lift through the chest. If you're trying to straighten your leg and your back looks like this, absolutely not. Okay, look, you can even see it, like throws me off balance. Terrible for your back, okay? Now, take it out to the side. Grow roots through the right foot. Squeeze, whoops, see, I keep trying to look at you. Squeeze through the glute to have your body right up on top of that leg. Now, the hardest part here is to change your focal point over your shoulder. So looking out to the right, looking over the shoulder. A little off balance today. Good, and then bring it back center. And then bend the knee and bring it down. I want you to place your hands right here on the top of your leg, bend and straighten, and then we're gonna go right to the other side. So what I'm gonna do is, because I have double pads, it is honestly throwing my balance off, so I'm just gonna use one of my yoga mats here, right? So we're going on to the other side now. Left leg, bring the knee up. Choose where you're gonna be. Here, here, whatever that is for you. You could just stay here, just so you know that. Okay, you can just stay right here like this. You don't have to turn it out. Do what is working for you. If you wanna try to move, that's great. Other arm is out. Straight ahead, focal point, Don't take your eyes off of it. Straighten the leg as best you can. For those who are doing straight leg, squeeze down through that left leg. Shoulder blades in your back pocket. Your shoulders shouldn't be up here in your neck, okay? They should be dropped down. Now, open up that leg. Keep that focal point. Don't take your eyes off of it. Then, if you want to make it a little harder, obviously the challenge is to look over that left shoulder. Very slowly. You don't turn your head fast or you'll tip over. And if you do tip over and fall like I was, laugh, okay? It's not a big deal. Like, I have no ego in it, so what? So I fall, then bring it back center, bend the knee, bring it down, place those hands again, bend and straighten. So we're gonna do the opposite of what we just did now. We're gonna do dancer pose. So I'm gonna turn to the side so you can see what I mean. Left leg is forward, right leg is back. We bend the leg. Now this is the one I think I showed you in the past. I'm gonna grab my booty band for this because it's a little bit, stronger. If you have mini band, you could use that as well. If you don't have the flexibility to grab the leg, you can always use a band, okay? This can really assist you, or even a towel, okay? Even a towel could help. Otherwise, you're grabbing your leg. You can use that mini band as well. Grow roots through the left foot. Find the focal point out ahead of you. Remember what this is. You don't start leaning forward until you kick into that back leg. So I'm going to let go of that booty band because I'm going to hold my foot. I'm going to start pushing into my right hand, kicking my foot into my right hand as I'm looking forward. So if this is where you stay, that's it. Grow roots through that floor. Feel the earth underneath your foot. Okay? Then, as you keep kicking and pushing, that's when you can come forward more and lower. But if you're falling, that means you're just not kicking hard enough with that back foot. That's all it is, okay? So holding that for 3, 2, and 1, and then we're going to go right to the other side. You can kind of circle those arms around. I'm going to turn this way. I'm going to show you with the assistance of this next, just so you can see that you can use anything for assistance. I don't care if it's a wall. You saw me just grab the wall. Same thing. Suck in the belly button, arm out ahead. Kick into that leg, or kick that leg into the hand, or into your booty band, and stretch forward. It's the only time you should come forward is if you are pushing so hard that you can't push anymore. Then you can start tipping forward. So if you need a little assistance, right, for your balance, then use it with the chair. If you don't, look through your middle finger of your right arm. Down. That's your focal. Don't move. 3, 2, take it back up. And just circle those arms around. Swing those arms forward and back. And then we're going to go into tree pose. So grab a sip of water if you need it, because we're going right at it. So I'm going to just grab one little sip. Okay, this is our last balance pose for today, tree. So either your foot is on your ankle, your calf, or all the way up into that inner thigh. Your choice. Again, grow roots through your foot, squeeze your cheek. So really what it is your whole body is balanced on the left leg. So I don't care where your leg is, you do that. You do you, okay? Hands are at your heart center. Now, your thumb should be right against your sternum. But behind that sternum is that beautiful lifeblood, your heart. So feel the beat. Maybe it's faster than it normally is. Keep pressing your right leg into your left. Keep squeezing the muscles above the knee on the left leg. Then interlace your fingers if you can. You can stay right there, don't move. Or you can interlace your fingers and press them up. Press them up to the ceiling. Suck in the belly button. Lengthen. It's not up here. You should have, it shouldn't be a no neck. Your shoulders should be down, but your arms are up. Even if you have your arms separated like this, that's okay. Whatever you can do. Then the next part of it is to look up, to change the focal point. Challenge the balance. As soon as you look up, Okay, your central nervous system is sending 50 million messages down to that foot to keep you balanced. Now bring your focal point back to straight ahead, bring your hands back to heart center, then bring that leg down. We're doing the exact same thing to the other side. Bring that leg in, press into that inner thigh or calf or ankle, wherever that is for you. Okay, again, hands at the heart center. Suck in your belly button. Then interlace your hands. Squeeze that leg into the other leg. Oh, my leg's slipping. Keep it all the way up in there. Okay, all the way up. Squeeze through the glute. Now look up if you can. This side I went a little faster, so you go at your pace. And then bring that focal point down to straight ahead. Bring your hands back into prayer center. Feel your heartbeat. And then bring that leg down. Then take your legs, hands on your legs, slide them down until you come to a full forward bend all the way down at the bottom. Drop that head down. You see how my knees are bent? They don't have to be straight. If you are super flexible and you can straighten them, great, but you don't have to. And then if you can, if this feels good, keep your eyes open, grab opposite elbows. And really allow the lengthening of your spine. Your head weighs about 10 to 12 pounds. So it wants to act as traction. So let it fall out of your spine. Let your neck be loose and relaxed. Shake your head yes and no very gently. And breathe. And then slowly and gently put your hands on those upper thighs. Lift halfway up. Let all the blood come back to the extremities. And then chin into the chest, round the back up, roll it up. And come all the way up, shrugging out those shoulders. Now we're gonna come back down to your mat. Okay, we're gonna do some upper body work. Okay, just using your body weight, nothing else but your body weight. Right, so come on down onto the ground. We're gonna go down on our elbows. I'm gonna push that away for now. Right, we're going down on our elbows and we're gonna be on our knees. So the very first thing here is, to me, again, and this is me, this is the easy one, okay? So this is more beginner in this position. Intermediate would be here, and then advanced would be the full body straight. Because what we're doing, and let me just show you in this position, you're just gonna push up. And you're gonna drop your elbows back down. So you're dropping your forearms to the ground, and you're pushing up. Drop your elbows, and push up. So if that's where you wanna stay, if you're like, that's enough for me. If not, you walk your feet back. And do they have to be straight? No, you can even be in a little bit of a, a fake tabletop. A little bit more outstretched, or fully straight and make it a little bit harder. All it is it's just making your body heavier and heavier on your triceps. So I'm gonna show you the most advanced, which is here, and then we push all the way up and all the way down. Okay, so your body's in a plank, push and down, and push and down, okay? You choose, push and down. 2 more, push and down. Last one, push and down. Drop to your knees, push it back into child pose. And then we're gonna come up into full plank. Your plank, whatever your plank is on your hands. So it could be here, or on your feet. Because we're gonna take our arms out. I'm gonna turn face you now. So if you are up on your hands and feet, your feet wanna be wide. You can see that they're about the width of my yoga mat. Let me move. Actually, I'm gonna just move my camera back. Not the camera for you guys, but the camera for, yeah, there we go. That's better. Yeah, so they can see my hands. All right, so my feet are about the width of my yoga mat, okay? Your arm is gonna come up in front. So we're gonna go front. All of the pressure is on that left arm now. Side, rear, put it back down. The butt isn't up like this. If you're on your feet, make sure your butt doesn't look like this. Make sure it's down. Reach forward, side, rear, back down, forward, side, rear, down, forward, side, and rear. So you could be on your knees doing this. Or full tabletop. I do them all because I always have different people, whether all they do is do my recording, that's great. I'm just glad you're doing it. Some people do live, but there's a lot that do the recordings. Side and rear, last one. Front, side, and rear. Drop down, child pose, open the knees, and push back. Now we're going to do a plank with an arm lift to the ceiling. Choose your plank position. Okay, so hands are in front. We're going to reach up and down. Open and down. Open and down. And down. Watching. Open. Beautiful. And down. So again, you know the positions can be in that bent knee. Okay, bent knee. Hip here. Open and open, or full on plank, open and open, open. You have one more to each side, open and open. Drop to your knees, come all the way down. Grab your baby mini band, the one that I talked about. Grab that little guy. Put it on your ankles and lay on your side, please. So look at the way I put it. I put it around the arch of my foot and on my ankle, or if you have one of those bands that's super cheap and it rolls, you can put both of them on your feet, okay? Because one leg, the bottom leg is bent. We're on our elbow. If that's too hard for you too, you know, you can come all the way down here. But the upper leg is straight and we're lifting and we're lowering. You see I'm pointing my toe again? Try. Okay, try to point the toe as you're lifting and lowering. And guess what? Watch me. I'm going to take this off. If you honestly lowered and lift your leg right here, your leg weighs enough. Believe me, okay? It's the biggest bones and the biggest muscles in the body. You know, you can't help but feel it. But this just adds that little extra, all right? And if you're up here, okay, if you're lifting up through here, don't be like slunk down into your shoulder. Lift. If you choose to be up on that elbow, please stay up high. Feel the stretch in this oblique. Okay, now hold it up there. I want you to kick forward and back. 5 of them. Forward and back. Forward. Suck in the belly button. No arch in the back. Forward and back. Last one. Forward and back. Bring it down. Pat it out. I always say high sit spin. Whoop. Other side. Get on the elbow. Bend the lower leg. Your hips are square to me though. Be careful that you don't start to fall back on your glute. On the right side, make sure you're rolled forward so your hips are square front to me. Again, lift up or come all the way down. That's based on the strength really kind of in your back and oblique for you to be able to stay up in a beautiful tight position here. Yep, point the toe if you can. Squeeze the muscles right above the knee. Right, if I was with you live, I'd be coming and I'd be like squeezing the top of your knee to make sure it's not jelly. Right? And I don't mean jelly meaning that you have like loosey-goosey muscles, but that you're not flexing the muscles in that leg. Make it hard. There, beautiful. And again, it doesn't matter how hard you kick this leg. Hold it up. Kick forward and back. Suck it in. Lift up through that shoulder. No slink. Ugh. Don't be lazy. Okay, forward and back. Forward, back, suck in the belly button, forward and back. And bend the knee, pat that baby out. Okay, now take the booty band, mini band, move it up your leg. Flip back over the other side. We're gonna do some clamshells. So put your feet together. So your knees are bent, your hips are still square. You're gonna open and you're gonna close. Open and close. Now again, can you do this? Yes, of course you can. You can lay all the way down if you want. But if you do lay down, you see how I can put my hand, actually maybe you can't see, but I can, there's a space between my hip and my upper back. So you're not just like laying here on the ground. Make sure your core is engaged. So there's a space there as you're opening and closing that leg. Open and close. And you know, the more advanced is to push through that lower leg and lift your hip off the ground. That's completely up to you. Maybe you try 1 or 2, lifting the hip. Open. Keep the feet on top of each other. The only thing that moves is that knee opens and it closes. Open and close. Open and close. 1 more. Open and close. Okay, sit spin, other side. Last one on this, and then we're moving into our ab and core work. Okay, not that we haven't done that the whole time, but we've done core more than anything. Okay, so same thing again. Open and close. And again, more advanced is open, close here. Be sure those legs are bent. Open and close. You do not have to lift your leg off the ground or your hip off the ground. That's just the more advanced. So open and close. And guess what? If this band that you're using is too easy, you can either put it below the knee or you could use your booty band. That's completely in your court. Open and close. Beautiful. Open. Push up through that glute and down. Make sure if you are taking on this challenge of lifting your hip, be sure that shoulder is directly over the elbow. Make sure it's not out here. That would put way too much stress on your shoulder. Okay, open and close. Open and close. Couple more. Push, open, close, open, close. Last one, open and close. Go ahead and take that off. Go ahead and sit in like a, I kind of call it like a mermaid type position. Your hand is gonna be out, your leg is stretched. So more beginner is, so you can start here. Okay, so you kind of look like a little pretty little mermaid. Okay, so the easiest to do is to keep your knees bent and reach up and over the top and down. Second hardest is keeping the knee bent under, legs straight. And then the third hardest is both legs straight. Okay, you choose what's your level. Okay, is it bent? Is it fully bent? Up and over and down? I don't care. I only care about you, and I care about keeping you strong, flexible, mobile, stable, and injury-free. Okay? It's so silly when I see people who I know should not be going to that next level, go to that crazy next level. It's silly to me. So if you decide to keep your legs straight and you do a full-on side plank, what are you doing? You are bending the knees on the way down. You can't come all the way down with them straight. You have to bend, but then lift back up and open. There we go. You should feel this in the oblique, all the way around the back. I always say from inside to out. Last one. Inhale, exhale, and then down. Again, sit, spin, other side. Hand on the ground, you choose your position. We're going all the way up. Reach over that head and down. So feel that beautiful stretch. When you come down, create the stretch on the area that you just worked. So do what is good. If you need to stay down a little longer on the ground, then do it. Inhale, exhale, reach over that head. Some of you might not have the flexibility to reach over your head, so just arm up then. Okay, you don't have to reach all the way up. You can just reach to the ceiling like this and down. In time, as your shoulders become more mobile, and this is what I'm trying to do for you. I'm trying to make you more mobile. So you're able to do functional daily movements. I mean, think about what this arm movement is. It's putting stuff away in your cupboards up high, okay? To be able to stretch your arm up that high without hurting yourself. 2 more, open and close. Last one, reach and down. So I want you to, right now, before we go into the other ab work, I want you to lay down on your back. I want you to pull your knees in, and I want you to roll side to side. Release all the tension from that back. Then put your feet on the ground. Imprint that spine as best you can. Okay, for those who don't know how to imprint, it's like you're pressing. If I had my hand underneath your back, it's like you're trying to crush my hand. Okay, pressing the back down. Grab either the outsides of your legs or your inner thighs and pull yourself up to the highest you can pull yourself that you can kind of stay when you release your hands. Okay, so if you only come up this high, I think you can come up more. So grab those inner thighs, use your legs to get you into this crunch. Okay, you can put the hand behind the head, because what we're gonna do is we're gonna reach, pretending that we're like reaching for our heels. Not pretending, but we're reaching without shrugging our shoulders. So the crunch is a 1-inch little crunch at the top. So you're reaching for your heels, but you're not doing this. Because I can sit here all day and shrug my shoulder and reach for my heel. But this is to round the chest. Round it, keep going, round. Exhale. Use your hand on the back of your head to support, or on the back of your neck. Do not try to hold your head up. Your head is heavy. If you can, if you have that strength, go for it. But if you don't, please keep reaching for those ankles. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Head, shoulders down. Lift the hips, release the tension. And again, you don't have to lift the hips up high. Just lift them off the ground. Kind of feel that blood flow. And then you're going to take your legs up. You can do the same thing. You're going to grab your back of your legs, round yourself up. Tailbone stays on the ground. You're going to reach up for your toes now. The same thing you just did, not this, not shoulder shrug, but lift and lower. Lift. It's a 1-inch movement. So what you want to do is you want to start in contraction. Don't start down here with your head on the ground, because there's nothing going on. As soon as you lift your head, even if you put your hands on your abs and you lift your head, you feel your abdomen contract. Stay up in contraction and move 1 more inch. Reach. Reach for those toes. If that's too hard to keep your legs like that, you know you can just kind of reach for the ceiling, keep the knees bent in tabletop, whatever you know. I always say I don't care, because I do care, but I honestly don't care what you do. You do what you can do. As Rich always says, you do you. Right? 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Feet down, lift the hips. And then I want you to roll over to the side and sit up. So you're like on your sits bones. Okay, your sits bones are those bones at the bottom of your rear end. It's actually called your ischium, but you wouldn't know that. So we call it sits bones. It's the bones there. And then you have your tailbone. And when you sit, there's like this little cool ledge, like right there. Okay, so I want you to try to hold yourself up. If that's too hard, maybe, you put your hands down, okay? Maybe you can keep your legs up, but keep them a little lower. But try to find that spot right there, okay? It's called boat in yoga, so we have our hands out. So what I want you to try to do is even if you have to have your hands on the ground, you're gonna pulse in. 3, 2, 1, open. 3, 2, 1, open. So your hands can be here. 3, 2, 1, open. 3. You're not opening all the way. You're not doing the full advanced one all the way down like that. Okay, 3, 2, 1. You're just opening to there. 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. 3, 2, 1. One more. 3, 2, 1. Grab the back, put your feet on the ground, grab the back of your legs, round all the way down, pull your knees into your chest. roll side to side. Okay, now we're gonna do that set again. And for those who are a little bit more advanced, you can take it down to the full boat position. You don't have to, that's your choice. You can do the 3 pulses or 3 pulses all the way down. So here, 3, 2, 1, all the way down to boat, back up. 3, 2, 1, take it down, back up. 3, 2, 1, take it down. Beautiful, look at you guys. 3, 2, 1, all the way down. 3, 2, 1, all the way down. 2 more. 3, 2, 1, down. 3, 2, 1, down. Bring it back up and then roll it down. Grab the back of your legs. Use your arms to take you down. Then pull your knees into your chest and roll side to side. Beautiful. Last thing we're doing for abs before our stretch is your bicycle, but it's your yoga bicycle. So I'm going to grab my my booty band for those who kind of grab the back of their necks that I don't like. You can use your booty band around the back of your neck versus your hands. So we're pulling our knees in, right elbow to left knee, right? Crunching it up. I'm going to take that off now. You know what I mean if you want to use your booty band. So here, then we bring them in the center. We squeeze them together. I want 2 pulses. 1, 2, switch to the other side. Okay, you can see I'm not yanking on the back of my head like this, right? I'm just supporting the back of my neck. So you ready? Right elbow to left knee. Don't worry about extending the leg away if you can. Okay, squeeze it across, bring it center, 2 crunches. 1, 2, switch to the other side. 1, 2 in the middle. Go back to the start. Back to the middle. 2, twist. Rinse out those intestines. Twist. Double crunch. Beautiful. You guys got it. This is so good. Twist. I hope you feel what's going on in your abdomen. I hope you feel the kind of the ache in there. You are using every part of your abdomen here. From the big parts to the small parts. Okay? Double crunch. Twist. Double crunch. You go 1 more on each side. 1 more right. Twist. Double crunch. Make it your best. Squeeze it all out. Twist. Come all the way back. Double crunch. Back to the last one. Feet down. Lift the hips up. Breathe. On the stretch, you can use your booty band if you want. If you don't have like the flexibility to say grab your toe and all that, this is kind of a nice option for you. You can even use a towel if you didn't have a booty band, okay? Like this. I want your legs straight up and down, okay? So if you need to have it bent, that's fine, but what I mean by straight up and down is I don't want it like, I'll turn this way so you see what I mean. I want it straight above your hip. I don't want it here, I don't want it out here. I want it straight above your hip, whether it's bent or straight. Then look at my toe, okay? Actually, I'll keep the booty band on so you can see. I'm going to internally rotate my foot. See how I like pigeon-toed my toe? That doesn't come from your ankle, that comes from your hip, okay? And it just gets a different part of the hamstring to stretch. And then turn it out. External rotation. Then once it's out there, I'm going to just use my finger on my toe. You can also grab your leg if that's good for you. Take your right arm out and then open up the inner thigh. Open that up to a full stretch. Don't let your right side come off the ground and roll with it. If that's the case, you got to stay up higher. All right, and then you're going to take it to the other side. So if you're just using your hand, just switch out your hand, grab your toe, and you're going to feel that stretch all the way down. This is not a spinal twist. This is a IT band right here, stretch, and piriformis, like deep, deep, deep in your glute. Whether you remembered it or not, we really hit glutes hard in the beginning. Bring it back center and down, switch it out. I'm just going to turn sideways now. Legs straight up first. You can, again, use your peace fingers if that's your flexibility. Internally rotate, turn that toe in. And you might notice on one side or the other how flexible you are, because, you know, you realize that when I stretch clients, I'm like, whoa, they have so much like external rotation, like turning their foot out, but internal, like the pigeon toe, they don't. And we want to make sure it's all balanced. I mean, they don't have to be over, like, they don't have to be crazy, just so you know that. Stretch all the way out to the side. What I mean by that is, you just need like neutral flexibility, meaning like, I don't want you to be Gumby, but I don't want you to not be able to touch your knees. Like, you need somewhere, I'm always talking about happy medium. Okay, you need the happy medium to stay balanced. Okay, switching to the other side, arm over, stretch. Remember to situate your leg where you can feel it. Like if mine's up here and that's not good for you, bring your leg down. Find the point that you can feel that stretch into the glute. And then bring it back center. Pull the knees in. Grab those legs. If you can grab opposite elbows, fantastic. It's not a requirement. That is just if you're super flexible, you can. If not, just grab your knees and roll side to side. Massage out that lower back. Kicks butt today, whether you knew it or not. I hope your body's warm. I hope that created a little bit of warmth in the body. Some fire. All right, come center and just come into that lotus position. Okay, bring those hands forward and just stretch through the glute. Breathe, drop your head down. And then all you're gonna do is lean back on the hands and switch out your feet. Put the other one in front and come forward. I'm gonna do a very gentle spinal twist with you. If this is not a comfortable position, figure out what's comfortable. Maybe just like, say, Indian style might be more comfortable for you. You do what's good for you, all right? You're gonna take your right hand and place it right behind, I'll turn sideways a little bit, right behind that low back if you can. Take your left hand, place it on your thigh. Lift up through your abdomen, open up your chest, and then just look back. Do not force. Do not pull on the knee. Don't try to wrench your back. Literally, it's just a spinal twist. Okay, instead of being on the ground, you're just spinal twisting here. If you can't even turn your neck that much, then look out straight ahead. Then do the same thing to the other side. Left hand at the base of your like tailbone, right hand on the leg. Even if your right hand is down here on your shin, if that's your flexibility. Go ahead and make sure you're lifting up. Make sure you're not rounded like this. It's never good for the back. And then come back center. Last stretch is our neck. Right ear to right shoulder. Left ear to left shoulder. And breathe. And then come back center. Hand, just put those hands right back at your heart center like we did when we did our tree pose so you can feel that heartbeat. Okay, just feel. Maybe it's not beating as hard, but it's your lifeblood and you need to take care of it. All right, go ahead and bow your head. And I'm going to say namaste. That means the peace within me is shared with the peace within you. So